Good morning to you. And Noah, my photo bomber, also says good morning to you. Good morning to you. I got my leaves here on today, and we've got some pancake making going on here in the background and all kinds of things going on here this morning here in the hill country. Got my collagen and some gut assist. Hey, and we're going to get started talking about our microbiome and two new products that you can use to support your microbiome. Now, we already delved last month, earlier this summer, we delved a little bit more into why your microbiome matters and how to support your microbiome. So we're not going to go a whole lot of detail into that today. But it's interesting, nobody ever talks about this invisible organism. You know, we don't ever say, I just came back from the doctor and I had my microbiome checked, right? It's something that's primarily ignored by us. And maybe it matters a little bit more than you think. And most people think of gut health when they think of microbiome, which that is a large part of your microbiome, but really, there are microbiomes that are part of your eyes, your ears, your nose, your throat, really skin, all areas of your body. So you even just take oral microbiome, for example. We talked about this earlier this summer. You are 4 times more likely to have challenges metabolizing your sugar levels if you use an alcohol-based mouthwash. It disrupts the microbiome in the mouth. And so your microbiome is like a garden. Your whole body is like a garden. And we want to take care of it. We want to nourish it. And so that there's not going to be any room for pathogens to land and impact. When you have a healthy microbiome, parasites are less likely to come make their home, come make you their host. And believe it or not, most of you probably have a parasite, even if you haven't been traveling recently or anything like that. And so you want to make your microbiome a healthy place. And so if you want to link up to when we talked about this summer about why your microbiome matters and how to support your microbiome, I will link those up below for you. But today we're going to be talking about 2 new products that are not quite available yet. They won't be available to you until November 1st, but I will share with you a way that you can get access to them now, a little early. So I'm going to be sharing with you at the end. So, okay, let me share my screen here. Let me find where that. So bear with me just a minute. Here we go. Now, yesterday, my screen didn't advance for me like I wanted it to. So we kind of just stayed stuck on one image. So if that's the case today, I appreciate you just hang with me. All right, find the correct buttons here. Thank you so much for being patient. So I have these here with me. So we're going to be talking about PB Restore, PB standing for probiotic or probiome, because this is more than just probiotic. This is going to be the shift in the name from probiotic to probiome. You'll see in just a minute when we look at some of the comparisons between this and the probiotic that dōTERRA has previously offered. And then so we're going to start off with these PB Assist packets, sticks, as you would call them. I'll pull one out for you here. It's in a little sachet here with some little powder here. And this is really here for supporting healthy digestive and immune system function really at any age. So we're going to talk about some comparisons here between those of you who are familiar. dōTERRA has provided be products, probiotic products, and still continue to. And these are going to replace those because these are going to be more robust for not just probiotic, but probiome, all of those areas in your microbiome. See some comparisons. If you are a current dōTERRA member and you use some of these products, use the probiotic products, you'll want to see some of the comparisons and what those look like. But these are designed to support your digestion and your immune system function in any age. They will help support metabolism and nutrient absorption as well. It's going to have 13 probiotic strains, 1 prebiotic fiber in it for some healthy gut. These are micro-encapsulated, meaning that going to help them get delivered to the appropriate place in your lower GI tract instead of getting burned up, don't you like that technical term, burned up by the stomach acids on their way to the right place. So you would just take 1 sachet a day. You don't want to mix in with hot beverages. You easily mix it in with your collagen or your yogurt. You want to mix it with around 4 ounces of water or juice. Or you could just do it like my kids do it and just, hey, could one of you guys open this for me, please? Thank you. I'm going to show how you can put it in your beverage. You can put it in anything cold, like yogurt, smoothies. Thank you so much. Is that going to pour now? Okay, yeah. So you can just pour it right into your drink, just as long as it's cold. You could do even a breakfast cereal. And you just want to store it in a cool, dry place. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the fridge. You can, but it's not reliant on being refrigerated. But you don't want to have it stored hot area because it will destroy some of the good probiotic components in it. So let me show you here. Here's some ways that you can use the PB Assist sticks. Let me see if this has transitioned for you here. Okay, it did. I want to make sure. So you can pour this directly into your mouth, like my boys do, kind of like a pixie stick, except for it's not. This can really be integrated into any of your daily routine, and it's going to help support optimal metabolism and internal balance for support for your health of your kidneys, your bladder, your urinary tract, all of that. And then the prebiotic is going to help with the beneficial flora in the body. It's going to have 7 billion live cells of 13 strains of friendly flora. So those of you who are familiar with different types of probiotics, you'll know that that's a pretty solid packet that can be really useful for the whole family, adults and children alike. Okay? Now, again, I told you I would give you a little comparison here. This is, let me see if there you go. So this is the comparison between the new PB Assist packets and PB Assist Junior that this is now seeing. You can see that this now has, you can see the difference in the live cell per dose has increased with the Probiome packets. See that the strains have over doubled. So from the PB Assist Junior, there were only 6 strains before. There are now 13 total strains in this one. Sorry, there you go. And then you can see that there's also even almost doubled in the total number of species, which if you know more about your microbiome, you know that's valued to not only have the number of strains increase, but also the total number of species. And then, of course, there are probiotic strains, and of course, they all help support these areas of your body, but in a more powerful way and a more robust way. Okay, so let's move on to PB Restore. So the P Restore is going to be capsules that support your digestive health and the barrier of your gut. Think of it as the Teflon coating of the gut. Helps it, and it's going to help with micronutrient synthesis. And you'll hear, for those of you who are new to taking a probiotic from dōTERRA, you can see here it's double encapsulated. This is very unique in the probiome world, or the probiotic world, because it's going to help it get to the lower intestinal tract where you want all of that good flora to be found. And so it will survive. Many probiome or probiotic capsules will, let's just use the word burned up again, get burned up within the stomach acid area and never make it past into that lower intestinal region. So, so you're going to take one capsule with water before a meal. I personally like to take these at night before bed. And then you want to avoid taking this with a high temperature food, right, above your body temperature. So you don't want to take this as you're eating, a hot meal. So you can also take, when you could take a more aggressive approach to these, to take up to 3 or more of these. If you are taking a more aggressive approach, maybe following a round of antibiotics, for sure you would want to do something like that. But a maintenance dose would be 1 capsule daily. Now, let's look at the comparison here. This is the comparison, and you can use this comparison chart too if you already currently take a probiotic, and you want to compare how this new PB Restore is to the PB Assist. So you'll see here the current probiotic that dōTERRA carries has 6 billion live cells, and this now goes to 18 billion. So more than double of the amount of live cells, or almost triple the amount of strains, and the number of genus and species has almost tripled, almost even quadrupled in the number of total species. So this is a much more robust and powerful impact on your whole microbiome, because those of you who know, naturally in your microbiome, there is a much greater type of bacteria, strains of bacteria, genus, species, and the more variety, the healthier your body is overall. And some of the strains that have been added into here specifically support the mood. Did you know that some of the good bacteria in your gut actually affect your mood? In fact, most of the people who were taking the clinical trial of this reported that. They reported that they had just an overall better mood. In fact, I heard from one wife who'd said to her husband, they were both taking the clinical trial, she was like, "We haven't been mad at each other. I've noticed that in the last few days." So, because one of the strains actually is one that actually supports the mood. So you'll see here, here are just some reasons that would be beneficial for taking the PB Restore. Again, I talked about the double layer encapsulation that helps it to ensure that it's going to the right place in the small intestines and making its way out of the way. Again, supporting your skin health, your respiratory health. I will say, now my boys are a little bit older, so they're in their tweens and teens now. But my boys, our whole family is taking both of these at different times, depending on what their body is saying it needs. If you want to know more about how to know what your body is saying it needs and how to figure that out of when to take what, reach out to me. I can share with you a little bit more about that. I'm also going to be sharing with you today underneath this video, and I'm going to be sharing with you a complimentary ebook that goes over all of the items that we've talked about this week, as we're going to be